out my window, sun shining bright.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Your boy Reese, aka the Sideliner. I don't know if I need to continue to do that intro. Y'all know who I am by now. But NBA playoffs is in full go, full gear, full throttle. It's here, bro. It's here. I don't know what it was about yesterday, but every game, the 3 games that I watched at least, the Lakers game, the Bucks game, and the Clippers game, at least one player got hurt. Anthony Davis messed up his shoulder. He stated he couldn't move his arm at the time. Ja Morant fell on his hand after trying to dunk on Anthony Davis, messed up his hand again. As we know, Giannis fell on his back. I thought it was his tailbone. It could have been way worse if it was his tailbone, but it's just a lower back contusion. Hopefully he'll be back in the next few games. If not, the next series, they should advance past the Miami Heat, who just lost Tyler Hero, who broke his hand in that game as well, and then proceeded to hit a jump shot after breaking his hand. That's some goated shit right there. And then Mason Plumlee dislocated his finger in the Phoenix Suns Clippers game. So injury bug was all over the place in the league today, but thankfully none of it was too bad. Like no broken legs or nothing. A broken hand you can recover from. I think they said 4 to 6 weeks for Tyler Hero. Giannis should be back, like I said, in the next few games, if not the next series. Mason Plumlee's finger got popped right back into place, and then Anthony Davis, after the injury, after halftime, came back and looked like nothing ever happened. We still got to wait to hear about Ja Morant moving forward, but let's get into the games. Game 1 of the day, Memphis versus LA, of course. Anthony Davis, all-around energy to begin the game. Amazing, all over the floor. He played the entire first quarter, ended up with 8 points, 5 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and 3 blocks, all in the first quarter. For the Lakers, the bench was very instrumental early on. 16 bench points in the first 15 minutes of the game. Yeah, Rui for the most part, and then Dennis Schroeder also, he had a couple shots, but Rui for the most part was he carried the load for the defense, for the bench. He carried the scoring load for the bench. Finished the game with 24 points. He actually had that 24 points in 24 minutes on 4 3-pointers. He posterized the Defensive Player of the Year in Jaren Jackson. He had a 360 pass to Austin Reeves to knock down a 3 late in the game to keep the lead for the Lakers. So great game for Rui Hachimura. Impressive game. Like I said, we was waiting on Rui to show up, and that's exactly what he did in this game to help the Lakers steal the game on the road from Memphis. Game 1 at that. The Lakers were up pretty big early on. They got very complacent late there in the second quarter. They didn't turn the ball over in the first quarter at all. Ended up with 8 turnovers in the second quarter. So got a little sloppy with the ball, but obviously they got it back together in that second half and was able to pull off the win. Bron's still getting chase down blocks. He had a couple chase down blocks. Finished the game with 3. Even got a pin off the glass. He's still looking athletic. He's still looking great even at 38 years old. Him and Anthony Davis were matching each other right there in the stat sheet. It's very similar games for them. Hopefully moving forward that this can continue. That duo, that two-headed monster can lead this team to a series win over a young Memphis Grizzlies team who not only is thin in the front court, but may possibly have lost their best player in Ja Morant. Austin Reeves as well. Like I said, a solid 15 to 20 point per game scorer in the late stretch of that season, in the regular season. This game, he dropped 23 points. He was hitting threes, blocking threes. One of them got called a foul, but in my opinion, it was a block. Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura was just holding it down the stretch for the Lakers. 15-0 run in the game, led by Austin Reeves. So I'm excited for game 2 tomorrow, bro. And then for Memphis, it was really the Jaren Jackson Jr. and Desmond Bane show in that first half. They had 21 of their 37 points throughout the game and continued to carry the load moving on in that third quarter. Jaren Jackson was the best player for the Memphis Grizzlies in this game. In the first half, he had 19 points, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks, and was just superior on help defense all over the court. Ja Morant started being more aggressive in that third quarter. He only had 8 or 10 points in the first half, but in that third quarter, he started picking things up. He had 2 made threes, was getting to the rim, getting to the line, and then, of course, when he tried to dunk on Anthony Davis, was his patented raise up in the air and just going to obliterate the rim type poster attempt, it backfired and he re-injured his hand after falling on it really crazy. Get well soon, Ja. Get well soon. The Memphis Grizzlies are definitely going to need Ja Morant for this series, although they do perform well without Ja. It's just going to be easier for the Lakers to lock in on a Jaren Jackson Jr. or a Desmond Bane assignment when you don't have to worry about Ja Morant. Moving on to the second game of the night, Milwaukee versus Miami. This one was a surprise for a lot of people, especially myself. I was thinking that since Miami had just played 2 games in the past 4 nights, they had come out sluggish in this game, but that's not what happened at all. It was the exact opposite. Jimmy Butler was setting the tone early on, being super aggressive from the tip. 14 points in the first quarter, ended with 24 points in the first half. I didn't expect that kind of performance from Jimmy Butler. I'm gonna be honest with you, not in the first half at least. Of course, we knew he was gonna get 20, 30 points, but to come out and start the game the way he did, albeit Giannis got injured very early on, the Miami Heat just came out ready for this game. They were crashing the glass early on, offensively and defensively. Kevin Love had 8 rebounds, finished the game with 18 points, very instrumental for the Miami Heat, hitting threes, taking charges. Bam Adebayo had a better showing in this game. Like I said, albeit no Giannis Antetokounmpo, he had a better showing, a little more aggressive on the offensive scoring end. Finished the game with 22 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists, a near triple-double. But had Giannis been there, it could have been a different story, especially for him scoring the ball. We know he's a great rebounder and passer, but hopefully moving forward, we can continue to see this aggressive Bam Adebayo help, especially with no Tyler Hero for the rest of this series and possibly the rest of the playoffs. If they do move forward, I don't see them getting out the second round, to be honest with you, but Bam Adebayo needs to be there to be the real second punch and back up Jimmy Butler scoring-wise for the Miami Heat. Kevin Love's not going to be able to do it every night. As we see, Kyle Lowry, he had his 30-point game in that first play-in game, but since then he's been looking shaky. Most of that is due to his knee re-aggravation, but they're really going to need Bam Adebayo to be there, not only offensively but defensively as well. Thankfully, Gabe Vincent and Caleb Martin came to play tonight, combining for 30 points in the loss of Tyler Hero. Combining, like I said, 30 points, hit 6 made threes in total for both of them, 4 for Vincent, 2 for Martin. So the role players are going to be huge for Miami in this series. Early on, the best perimeter defenders in Drew Holiday and Giannis Antetokounmpo got 2 early fouls. So Miami was able to set the tone. That helped Miami be able to set the tone and be more aggressive, getting to the rim, and even on the perimeter, they could do more without Drew Holiday being out there. Giannis was a warrior, like I said. He fell on his back. It ended up being a lower back contusion. I thought it was his tailbone. I've felt that before, that tailbone pain that does not feel good. That's what I thought it was. And for him to just be able to get up the next 2 possessions and play defense and then get the ball in a fast break, run and get a near and one layup, that's the kind of guy that Giannis Antetokounmpo is. That's the kind of guy he's always been. That's why the Milwaukee Bucks love him. That's why he's a 2-time MVP, a Defensive Player of the Year. That's Giannis Antetokounmpo in a nutshell. Get well soon, Giannis. It wasn't looking too bad for Milwaukee, though. Bobby Portis stepped up in that first half when Giannis went down. He had 15 points and 6 rebounds, but ultimately cooled off in that second half tremendously. Only had 6 points and 2 boards. But Chris Middleton was also a key piece in the first half. Ended up with 14 points to end it, and then to finish the game, 33 points and 9 rebounds. But it ultimately was not enough to cool off this hot Miami team. Drew Holiday as well with a 16-point, 16-assist game. But like I said, it just wasn't enough for Miami. But with no Giannis, the team shot 24% combined from 3 for the game, and then Jimmy Butler setting the pace early on. It just wasn't a chance for Milwaukee to catch up in this game and have a chance at winning. Then the game of the night, Clippers versus the Phoenix Suns. I did not expect the Clippers to take game 1 at all, especially no Paul George. The Phoenix Suns coming into this game were undefeated when KD suited up for them, 8-0. They're now 8-1, obviously, falling to the Clippers in game 1. An impressive game. Coaching on Ty Lue's end, like I said in a previous video, I talked down on Ty Lue for his rotations and his decision making on the coaching end. And a few weeks ago, it came out that he lost 3 or 4 family members throughout the course of this season. So I'm definitely taking back the statements that I said. I apologize to Ty Lue for that. I said, it must have been something going on at home, and that's exactly what it was. So my condolences to Ty Lue and his family. I apologize for the comments I made. They weren't that brash, but you know, like, you never know what's going on. But no PG, no problem for the Clippers, man. Kawhi Leonard ended up with 38 points in this game. Stellar game. His first playoff game since June 14, 2021. He had 12 points in the third quarter, 13 in the fourth with 2 huge back-to-back threes and a 360 assist, similar to Rui's, kicking it out to Aaron Gordon for a 3. Speaking of Aaron Gordon, he was very, very big for them early on. He had 12 points in the first quarter, and it just so happens that the Clippers were up 12 to go into the second quarter. Coincidence? I don't think so. LA was hot early on. Like I said, they were up 12 going into the second quarter. They were on a 13-1 run, actually, progressing from that first quarter, continuing on into the second quarter. Russell Westbrook's defense on KD in that first half was tremendous. He was bothering. You could tell how he was bothering him. Kevin Durant didn't hit his first shot, didn't make his first field goal until it was 9 minutes in the second quarter. He got a block on Kevin Durant. He got a steal. He got a deflection that caused a turnover. Just being aggressive, just having that energy, just being that Energizer Bunny for the team. Even though he was struggling on offense, he shot 3 for 19 for the game, but his defense was, and his level of activity, his energy level was unmatched the entire night. Just doing Westbrook things, man. The snagging boards, dishing it off. He had a near triple-double in this game. Like I said, he struggled from the field, but without Russell Westbrook, the Clippers don't win this game. He found other ways to affect the game when the shot wasn't falling. He iced the game with those 2 free throws, and then got a block on Devin Booker, deflected it, made it hit off of Booker's leg and go out of bounds, which secured another possession for the Los Angeles Clippers after those free throws. A huge stretch of plays for Russell Westbrook to help the Clippers secure this Game 1 victory and still won in Phoenix. And I don't want to hear that Westbrook crap, bro. I really don't. Chris Paul had just as bad of a game from the field as Westbrook did, and people don't give him shit for it, so I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. They found other ways to affect the game. Chris Paul, like I said, he struggled from the field as well, but he also ended up with a near triple-double. So just find these veteran point guards in the back end of their career. Obviously, their athleticism is down, and they were just struggling from the field tonight, but they found other ways, rebounding, assisting, playing defense, and just being floor leaders for their team. That's what true veteran point guards do, and that's what you saw in Russell Westbrook and Chris Paul tonight. The Clippers scored 40 of their 59 first half points in the paint. They were just obliterating the Phoenix Suns in there. In that second half, Monty Williams made adjustments and slowed the game down for on the defensive end for Phoenix. They locked in on the Clippers after the Clippers had scored 30 points and 29 points in 30 points in the first quarter and 29 points in the second quarter. The Phoenix Suns came out and held them to just 22 points in that third quarter, while also scoring 27 themselves. Ended up winning the quarter. It was a very, very slow start. Like I said, they were down 12 in that first quarter. We're going into that second quarter, but they picked it up moving into that second half, made it a game. It was actually a very, very close game. They took the lead at one point. It was about an 8-point lead. The Clippers clawed back and fought back into the game, but ultimately the Clippers came out and win this game, especially working the boards. I gotta give it up to Zubac. He ended up with 15. Mason Plumlee and Russell Westbrook both came off with 11 themselves. Controlling the boards was very key in this game. As I mentioned, Kevin Durant struggled early on. So did Devin Booker, and I think that's what really hurt the Phoenix Suns in this game. Your 2 best shot makers and shot takers struggling early on. The role players, obviously, they were hitting their shots. They were getting, keeping them afloat. But Kevin Durant didn't hit his first bucket until 9 minutes and 20 seconds in the second quarter. 9 minutes, 20 seconds in the second quarter. They were down 12 at that point, but he kicked it up. He picked it up. He woke up at that point. He dropped 17 points in the second quarter alone. 5 assists in the third quarter to help Phoenix pull ahead. They went on a 15-0 run at one point in the quarter. At halftime, they had taken 18 free throws. So the whistle was going their way just a little bit. but they needed to stay a little more aggressive in that second half and continue to get to the line, and they didn't ultimately. And I feel like that hurt them ending the game, especially down the stretch. You had the Clippers going to the line quite a bit. Russell Westbrook, Terrence Mann, Kawhi Leonard, Norman Powell was even at the line a couple of times. So aggression is going to be huge for them in game 2. But Chris Paul, he had one of the sickest assists I've seen in my life. Off of Devin Booker miss in transition, got the offensive rebound, turned on the baseline and tried to throw it off of Zubac's leg, but inadvertently it went through his legs. Torrey Craig caught the pass, laid it in, and he got credited for an assist. Sick. Go look that up. Go look that play up. It was nasty. And then Devin Booker, he played tremendous defense throughout this entire game. He came away with 4 steals and 3 blocks and was very key for them on offense, hitting shots. Like I said, with Kevin Durant, he struggled early on, and that's what ultimately hurt them. They only lost the game by 5, and it was due to the last 2 minutes of the game being so intense. Fouls here, foul there, turnover there, missed shot there, a missed pass there, like on the inbound, that last play. He was looking to screen for Kevin Durant. They had to waste their last timeout. He was wide open. Had he just spun around and caught the ball, he would have been wide open, but a missed opportunity there. They'll go through film. Monty Williams is a very, very great coach. Pays very good attention to detail. So I feel like those will be correct. Those mistakes will be corrected in that second game. This is going to be the best series of the first round, in my opinion, bro. Unfortunately, I did not get around to watching that Timberwolves game. I fell asleep. I had a long 2 days, bro. I was up for 30 hours straight yesterday, bro. So I went to bed, but that's my last game. That's my last game missing of this playoff run, bro. I missed the Atlanta Hawks-Boston game the other day. It was actually a good game, although Boston did blow them out. Quite a big double-digit win. Same thing for this Nuggets game. It was about a 19-point game, but it's my last game missing, bro. I just got to get my sleep schedule right and get this video shit right, so get my mind right, bro. Stay with your boy, though. We staying locked in, bro. I appreciate y'all sticking with me. We locking in for this playoff run, and I gotta get ready for work in a couple hours, so I'm about to get out of here. I'll see y'all in the next one.